has a change in roster as one field researcher leaves.
That he just can't continue, he doesn't want to commit to this right now.
See you guys again someday.
The light's still on.
As one leaves,
So we actually had a blast from the past.
a familiar face returns.
Come in.
Then Paranormal Endeavors gets called out by a family wanting confirmation.
Coming through the heat vents, they hear like a little girl singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
I'll be happy to see what we can do to help this family out. I don't know much about the actual case itself.
By all the information I have, it should be a pretty good case.
Some go in cold, but the foundation of information gets gathered immediately.
Oh, hi. How are you? I'm Eric, Paranormal Endeavors.
When we're sitting here at night, we can hear pounding above the entryway up in the attic.
Okay.
And he screamed and fainted, and then they had to carry her upstairs because there's nothing about it. We don't go in there.
Yeah.
Interaction starts shortly after the lights go out.
Thank you. That was you. If it was you, can you make the K2 meter go off again?
You just walk towards it.
Upstairs was different. It's feeling a little bit nauseous.
Is that you? Did you do that to her? For audio, one of those footsteps didn't sound like the other.
Can I go this way instead? Yeah, I just got a little bit of the chills.
The spiritual climax of the night reveals someone very close to the client.
She was the strongest one here, and she had the message basically for the client, message of love, message of comfort. Because with this woman, definitely a strong female presence has come through, and it's been nothing but just kind of a warmth.
Interesting to see.
I'm not alive. I'm not
Alright, so I was contacted by Ross, and he'd indicated that just with so much going on, some personal stuff also, that he just can't continue, he doesn't want to commit to this right now with the team and then let us down because of not being able to do anything or commit any of his time to this.
First off, the bad news of me leaving for now starts with good news. Christine, my wife, is pregnant, and I had honestly planned on going along on one of the next two cases to try to, talk in person and at the very least try out the cool EMF meter I got for Christmas. But unfortunately, in my wife's opinions, also considering the hours for her job changed. She changed jobs with the new year, she did not like the prospects of me traveling that far.
Well, sorry to hear about you stepping down, but we understand. Seeing various over the few years, people come and go for whatever reason, time commitment, family, just can't do it or lose the passion. So it was just decided that he was going to go ahead and step down. He'd reached that decision all on his own, and he really liked the team, and there's a chance he'll return in the future, possibly.
It would be sad to see you go, but it's an understandable reason.
And thanks for the contributions like the tripod and the desk that you donated to us. It works fine up there, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Technically, that was
totally.
somebody else.
Hey, it all works.
Oh, they bought it at cheap prices and left it. I still have the other one in my van after all this
Really?
time, so I don't feel guilty in the slightest giving that one to you. And given the fact that a year ago she had a miscarriage that really messed us up, quite frankly, we're very overprotective of this pregnancy and wanting to be together. One exit question I do have, and
Yeah.
do you have Paranormal Endeavor shirt in baby sizes? I would totally put one on
We could
our
make
little
one.
boy or girl or whatever.
We can have that
That'd be a
made.
great
Just have
promo.
to let me know the size. Definitely. We'll all miss him. I know he joined the same time Raphael did.
Definitely want to come back.
He was a good contributor to the team, so hopefully we'll see him around again as a future field researcher.
You guys have such an awesome group that really nothing that bad will happen by me not being there. And I just wanted to be upfront with saying, hey, I'm probably out for a little while, rather than on a case-by-case basis, every time the email goes out to say, hey, can you do this? No.
Alumni now, technically. Even though we haven't done as many cases, every case, but it happens.
Ta-ta for now.
Thanks again, and see you around.
Definitely see you guys again someday.
Light's still on. With the departure of Ross, that left an opening for our field researcher. We were still kind of keeping an eye out for a evidence analyst as well, but we went ahead and wanted to fill up the field researcher void first. And so we actually had a blast from the past. Come in. Blast from the past. How are you, Jeff?
Good, how are you?
Doing pretty good. Thanks for coming over.
How are you?
How are you doing?
Good.
Jeff had tried out at the same time that Mary did, and that was back when we were looking for an assistant case manager. And at the time, some things that were going on, it was mutually decided that maybe Jeff wouldn't join at that time, but would come back to it in the future. Well, the future is now here. Thanks for coming out. I know that you shadowed with us previously on investigation a few cases ago, and now you're back, which is good because Ross had recently stepped down. So having another field researcher with us is good. And you're familiar with us, which is nice to bring someone back who's been with us long enough at that point to kind of pick up what we do and be familiar with us. So,
Well, it's good to be back. I had to take a break a while back to deal with some personal stuff. Now I'm coming back as field researcher and excited to get back out there and get back out in the field again and see what's out there. And about the only investigation that I've really done is Farrar, and that's how I ended up meeting Eric in the first place, was through Farrar. I was looking forward to getting back into it again and basically start where I left off at.
okay.
Last investigation I went on with them was at a client's house, and it was something different, that just to be out there and dealing with a client instead of dealing with just a place instead of a client in general, getting their perspective on what was going on and seeing what we were actually getting out of the whole thing.
Thanks again. Appreciate it. Can't wait to continue working with you.
Same here.
And
I'd rather be out helping people.
we welcome Jeff to the team.
looking forward to this case. Being the case manager, I do find out a little bit more about the cases.
So I know that we're going up to Sioux City. That's about all I know about this case. Going in real cold, I guess. This will be the first case that I actually get to go from, besides my dad's, from beginning to end. So that's pretty exciting.
Up in Sioux City, try to go into some information, but not too specific. Just maybe names and events in general, stuff like that.
Okay, well, our client's name is Becky, and she has a family. She has 4 children, different, under the age of 10. And the children sometimes see, like especially one of her sons, sees shadows. And Becky has seen a shadow down the corner of her eye too. And they hear, like coming through the heat vents, they hear like a little girl singing "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star." Want to find out if some of the claims that I have learned are true or not. It should be, if by all the information I have, it should be a pretty good case. Yeah, she says mainly during the day there's not really much going on. She says it's mainly in the nighttime that they get most of the stuff, especially the vent and all that. And like I said, nothing's really been thrown or anything. It doesn't sound like it's really malicious. She pretty much just wants to find out, what it is. She's not really saying it for it really to go away. She just wants to kind of
More spiritual things. The who, the what, the when, the why.
Yeah, she just kind of wants to validate it more than anything else.
I love going on cases. I love different numbers like this, so I'll be happy to see what we can do to help this family out. I don't know much about the actual case itself, like what's been going on, which is good for me because then I can go in kind of blind in a sense, and be able to kind of see if I can pick up on anything myself.
All right, and with a reminder of that too, I know some of us are working on it, but when we're in the science part of it, try to just stay specifically with the equipment. And if you're picking up on stuff, like Casey she got a new binder, she's going to write stuff kind of down, and once we go on the spiritual side, she'll start maybe pulling stuff out of there or sharing it with us. Things of that nature, kind of like what we do in the preliminary spiritual at the end of the investigation, kind of let the clients know this is kind of what we've picked up on so far.
Be interesting to see what we get. First case in a long time. Have no feelings, totally cold, no nothing. Sioux City is the most I know. Excited to go.
From the sounds of it sounds like just one of our classic investigations. Go out there, try to confirm what's going on, and help out the family that resides there. So can't wait to get there and see what we can do for them.
Mary has the report that she did when she did the case manager for this one, and so those of us who wish to get more details, she'll be glad to share it with you, and you can read it at your own will.
Good.
Oh, hi. How are you? I'm Eric, Paranormal Endeavors.
Hi. Hi.
Just arrived here and just kind of show us some of the areas that some personal experiences have been, and any kind of areas that you might have a feeling of whether it be dread or kind of a weird vibe or anything like that. So we'll just follow you and you can...
Okay. When we're sitting here at night, we can hear pounding above the entryway up in the attic.
Okay.
But we go up there and there's nothing there.
Yeah.
The toys usually sit right there, and the toys go off by themselves. All hours of the night. Nobody's touching them. Nobody's, bumping them. Nothing. They're put away, and we're either trying to sleep or we're in there watching TV, and just all start going off. Sorry, kitty. Once in a while, if I have dishes stacked here to dry, the dishes will fall off the counter. At first I thought the cat was getting up on the counter and knocking them off, but there's been a couple times that we've heard a pan fall and the cat's out there with us, so.
Okay. Any broken? Any of them break?
No.
No? Okay.
No. We don't go in there.
Yeah.
This room creeps us out. I don't know if it's just because it's small and dingy or if there's something in there or what.
Did you ever have a follow-up from the other team? It wasn't a medical condition, it wasn't, did they ever get back to you about why that happened to her?
No. They just said that sometimes when she senses bad things, she'll do that, but.
Cameras down here, audio, motion cameras,
I come
video.
down here, especially when he had to watch when you were.
Oh, yeah.
Me and one of my friends, when we go in the bathroom sometimes, this laundry chute goes up to the bathroom and we can hear a little girl sing between the little sock.
So is this one of the old laundry chutes where you can throw your laundry down?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay. That was awesome. I used to have one growing up.
Thinking that it's gonna be a really good night tonight. We'll just have to see.
Love going into old houses. This is a really cool house. Downstairs, when they said no one wants to go in that room, I went in. Afterwards I felt some creepy feelings downstairs, like something was there, had more energy. But upon putting the EMF detector down there, there's a lot of high EMF.
Do you have abstract by any chance?
What's that?
The history of the house?
No.
No.
Like who's dated to and when they sold it and then when they bought it.
Who lived in there?
I know the name of the person that lived here before us, and then they sold it to my landlord in 2012, shortly before we moved in.
Yeah, they probably want to have it because it's rented.
Yeah.
Landlord got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that horse started rocking by itself, so they don't come up here anymore.
This horse, how old is it?
I don't know, we got it from my mother-in-law. They call this creeper room number 2.
This is the one you lock all the time?
Yes, it stays locked.
I'm in. You know I'm in.
You want to go
Anything that's creepy, I'm in.
This room makes me more uneasy than the room in the basement. I don't know why.
Well, we have our hotspot areas, or I have a good feeling where we're going to focus a lot of the setup. Something in this room, something covering that room. Actually, it could just be DVR cameras with their audio. So one in here would cover down this way, and then one in the other room. Whether it's, I'm thinking on this side, facing down towards those horses. Makes the most sense. And then having it covered, there. And maybe a motion camera somewhere. Audio definitely to where the laundry chute is.
What about the basement?
And then the basement, we have another DVR camera down there. And take a lot of pictures, especially up here, which she got some 35mm for us to do. So, all right. Well, anything else you wanted to add? Didn't tell us.
I think I covered it all.
All right. Well, from this point, then we'll go ahead and bring in the rest of our stuff to get set up going, so we can get well into our investigation. At least a full session done, preferably before it even gets to midnight. And then once we get across that threshold, we'll see if it's even more active, which it sounds like a lot of it does happen. So.
When we did the tour, surprisingly, didn't really get a whole lot down in the basement, but up in the attic, I definitely got a more heart racing, kind of a little bit more anxious feeling up in that second little room over there off to the side that's always locked. So I think I'm definitely going to be checking that out for sure, see if I can pick up anything in there.
Got here, it's a really nice old house. I like the look of it, and not too many feelings. Got down the basement, it was cold, like I got chills, not like, but it is cool down in the basement, but not that. Upstairs was different. It's feeling a little bit nauseous, and that's about it.
Birds.
And they're all tangled.
So now we're doing an investigation. It'll be our first session on the scientific, and so we're gonna keep our spiritual and our feelings and any names and anything, visions that we pick up, keep it to ourselves until we transition more into the spiritual later on in the evening.
I'm gonna sit down.
Sounds wonderful. Did you approach to the last ghost hunters that were in here? I know that's what we call ourselves. Paranormal investigators.
Once again, if you want to answer any of our questions, you can make the lights go off on the K2 machine. I set off the motion camera with my hand, or the motion light. We also have, we have a motion camera out there too. You walk in front of it, it'll set it off. But answer any of our questions so we know, make a noise or make our K2 meter go off, or any of our lights. So I was down in the basement with Carrie.
Yeah, you gonna be freaked out if I sing?
You can sing, it's okay, Carrie.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
I wonder where you are.
Up above the sky so high, and I know I'm doing it wrong. Like a diamond in the sky.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. We moved out into the big area. Carrie made a lot of noise.
Yes.
Just moving a chair just in case for audio reasons. K2 hit. Thank you. That was you. If it was you, can you make the K2 meter go off again?
You just walk towards it.
I heard a noise.
I heard noises near you too.
There's a lot going on with the EMF detector downstairs. I don't want to say too much about it yet because I think we need to confirm or deny some of the questions that were asked and see if it's the same if we use the ghost box.
There it went off again. Did I make you mad when I walked in that room pretty boldly?
We were getting a lot of EMF in the same area, so we were trying to figure out if that had to do with something that was actually down there as mechanical wise, or if it was a spirit, so we were trying to debunk that.
I'm probably the weirdest paranormal investigator you'll meet. Even though I see it and I feel it, I don't always believe it. Or are you wanting to stay here for a while with the family? See, I don't know. I just keeps doing it every once in a while. I'm counting to 20 again. 1, 2, 3. I went on 3. 4. Went on 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Does the number 3 mean something to you? Because you went off on 3 and 13.
Are there 3 of you down here?
When I said 3, it went up to light 2, but it didn't go past that.
Yeah.
And it keeps going up to the light 3.
If Carrie was holding the EMF meter, it kept going off on 3.
You were encouraging us to go in there, and I get that. I don't know why, though. And yes, you did get me scared, which is pretty interesting, because I don't scare easy.
It went off for me, and I spent quite a bit of time trying to debunk that it would go off for other people if they're in the same spot or not. And no, it just went off a lot for me. Do you feel comfortable going in that room?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, so this upstairs team, Mary, Jackie, and Eric heading upstairs.
So for the first session, it was me, Eric, and Mary, and we went upstairs into the attic area in both rooms.
68.5 for the temperature up here.
Maine.
Okay, getting some hits on the floor, as there was. And so come by if you're curious about it. And let's watch it light up. Are those your horses that are in the room? Do you like playing up here?
Wave.
So I have a hard time seeing in the dark. And the closer you come to me, the better it is for me to see you.
And we're just brought in to try to provide as many answers as we possibly can. We mean no disrespect. We are just here as the residents that live here called us in to try to see if there's any messages you may have or any kind of explanation for footsteps that they hear up here, noises that are unexplained, this door opening or unlatching on its own, supposedly. Downstairs, a little girl singing.
We took some pictures, so we'll just have to wait and see what all develops.
So let me start off then by asking, so is there anybody in this room with us?
I do feel a male presence, either a child or a man. Can you come by me and verify that? Either tell me that or light up the lights.
Or try to rephrase it, because we're not getting that spiritual. So just, if there is a man here.
If there is a man or boy here, please come near me so that I know you're here.
Is that from downstairs?
I didn't hear anything.
I heard it.
I heard it. Is that from downstairs?
I didn't hear anything.
I heard it.
I heard it.
It was like a yeah.
It sounded like it was over there.
Are you in here? Was that you?
Yeah, we did hear a few little noises that, anxious to see what those were.
Got maybe a few potential noises up there, but the night is still young.
The one before, though, sounded like it was, like you said, kind of over there.
I know there's been reports of movement with the toy horses over here. So if you want to make those move at any point in time while we're standing here, that's perfectly fine.
When we were up there, it was pretty still, pretty quiet. There was kind of a weird, kind of rattling noise from behind where Jackie was standing. Jackie and I had heard it. Mary didn't. All right. I think we'll kind of go this way and see in here if there's any better results. Then we moved into the other side of the attic space.
So
second. I don't want to follow anything later.
Alright, is there anybody in here with us right now? Still photo mode first.
Okay.
So once this pulls open like this, it'll come on. Ding ding ding. And it's the top button, because it's on video, the default. Hit the top button. Now it's on camera. And then it's the bottom button right here that snaps your photos. So you would do, you know.
This room just makes me uneasy.
Remember, it wanted 3. You want Eric down here?
Hey Eric, do you think you can come down here for a second?
I wasn't in there very long, and that's when Casey had radioed me to come join her and Carrie downstairs, because they wanted a third person. I thought maybe something had happened and they needed my running down there with the fun kit, or the bag of tricks. So every time you say 3, there's some kind of a response?
It wants 3 people in the other room.
It wants 3 people in the other room.
So we asked Eric, hey, you want to come down here? It seems to want 3 people.
Well, remember, if it comes too much, just remember what we've worked on.
Yeah, that's what.
Stay grounded.
Yeah.
She's senior investigator, so I mean, she'll remind you if you're starting to.
Do you want me to keep the walkie until you get back up here? Or?
Yeah, you should probably keep this.
Yeah,
I don't want to
I'm
leave
sure
you guys without it.
I'm really working hard on staying grounded here.
Then Eric went downstairs into the basement, and it was just me and Mary upstairs.
Alright, well, shit starts to happen. Just maintain your calmness and.
Eric is coming down, so we'll have 3. I don't know what 3 means to you. Here's what happened so far. If it's here, this keeps going off now that I have it. It was here, we talked to it. I would make count because it seemed to be going off sporadically. Not sure if it was going off to our answers. But then it started going off at the number 3, and we asked it if it liked 3.
And the third dot.
Yeah, if it liked 3. And then we asked, then it went away. And then we asked it if it wanted us to come back in that room, and it said yes, but neither one of us felt comfortable going back in there.
Which, that one?
Yes, so when I saw lights in there and we heard noises over there. And then
And we asked if there was 3 people here, and it didn't go off.
No, and we asked if it wanted 3 people in the room, and it said yes.
Okay.
So would you like to go in there?
We can, yeah, if you want to.
Okay, we're heading in there. I am coming in. Again, I don't mean you harm. Look at.
Yeah, that's where the
Okay.
are almost going off too, right
So-
around there.
It sounds like ours.
Yeah, the furnace is kicking on.
We went in here like you requested.
I came from upstairs, and there was a strange noise that we'd heard upstairs, but couldn't confirm if it was you or not, or anybody else that joins you. It was me. So now down here, and what happened in this room? You know, we mean no disrespect, and we're just kind of curious.
I don't know. I think that I got a connection somehow, and I don't know why. Maybe they were closer to my age. But it wanted us to come back in here.
Is that true? You're trying to summon them into this room for some reason? There was somebody else here, another woman or so, and she had an episode where she came over, I guess, was overcome and needed to be escorted out of the basement. What was that about? And it happened in this room. So what was that about, do you know? Were you responsible for that, or was it just somebody having a explainable breakdown?
Do you mind sharing this house?
You talk about free. Are you wanting to be free? Are you wanting to pass over? or move on from this life? Or where you're stuck at right now? Do you want help?
Are you the little girl that sings Twinkle Twinkle Little Star?
Is there somebody over in that corner right now? Are you making those light tap noises that I heard just a little bit ago?
Something. Turn around and take a picture. Behind your shoulder. That way.
Or if that was a rodent or what it was, but I'm hoping we can get that debunked as well.
Are you still here with us? If you are, you can keep setting off my K2.
Taking a lot of photos. Or have you? No? Okay. Flash.
I was not prepared for that.
Can you tell us why you like 3? Why you wanted 3 of us?
I just took 3 photos.
Did it just go off, or is it just one light?
There was one light. I thought I heard it, but I could have been
Is that you? Did you do that too? For audio, one of those footsteps didn't sound like the other.
I just got a little nice breeze to my face.
Yeah. Is that you? Did you do that too? For audio, one of those footsteps didn't sound like the other. One of them sounded like down here, because up there's always squeaking with the footsteps, and it was amongst that. I wish I heard it without them walking around.
Now I just got warm feeling.
Are you walking around? Or are you joining us?
This is out in front of me, and I know when I go past that pole.
Then we'll stay back here.
No. Are you following me? All right, I'm gonna go into that room. Interesting. Thank you for being with me. I don't dislike you. This is just different. I'm trying to go around this pole because I know this pole makes it go off. Are you in here? If you make us go higher, I would know that. No, you're not in there.
How do you feel in there, Carrie?
Quiet.
Yeah. Overall, it's quiet now.
I'm gonna walk back out in my area again. I don't feel anything in here. It's dead in there.
Mm-hmm.
Just like this should make this go off, and it's not. But thank you for interacting with me.
Carrie's using your shower. Is that disturbing to you?
It would be to me.
You guys can come downstairs. We're gonna go take a break.
10-4 will be down a little bit.
So first session went pretty good. Pretty uneventful, but a few things here and there. So I can't wait to see what session 2 has.
We asked if it wanted 3 people, and it kept going to the 3rd light on the K2. And it seemed to like Carrie when Carrie asked questions.
It's my night. So nice I get nothing. That's my night.
And with you, either they like you or they don't.
Yeah, there's a strong feeling towards me. Partly because I'm not. When you said people don't like to go in that room, if you noticed, I was jumping in.
Not a whole lot in the very beginning, like when you first left, but then we start hearing some weird scratching noises.
Oh, okay.
I took pictures over there, and I'd sit here and be like, we'd ask if that was them, or if that was whoever.
Thank you.
We'd ask if that was anybody or anything like that, and it'd stop for a little bit, and then start going again, and stop for a little bit, and start going again. But it sounded like it was over it, and that little back room that was like right over here, it was over towards like...
Ever heard that rattle?
It was in this room.
Oh, okay.
But it was over like, you know where that fan is?
Mm-hmm.
So it was to the right of that in that corner.
So try not to, crap your pants or something when I move this all of a sudden.
Oh, thanks, Eric. You're so sweet.
Our next session, and it was me and Mary downstairs in the basement.
Do you want to play with the car? Beach.
That's creepy, Eric.
Have you ever seen anything like that car before? Travel. Yes, the car travels. See? It's traveling right now. A little bit of a fear cage effect down there is what I felt.
Almost. Did you hear that female voice over there?
What?
So did you hear a voice over there?
Weird. Over here?
Did you hear something? Like, it could have been coming from upstairs, it could have been something. Did you hear a female voice?
I did not hear a voice.
I heard a female voice, I think.
Pretty quiet down in the basement. Looking forward though to working on the spiritual side of things next.
Our last session was Carrie and I, and Eric was up there for a brief while. So is there anybody in here with us? If there is, you can walk past our camera and it'll go off. You can also walk past our K2 meter, and it's like the one the group previously had, and you just walk by it and it'll go off to answer any of our questions.
My name's Carrie. This is Casey. Did those horses used to belong to you?
It started out upstairs with the upstairs team.
That's Eric coming up. That's his blue light. We shut the door to see if the door would open, because it used to open in the middle of the night.
Yep, that's what same thing we did. We heard a few creaks, but it didn't open. Alright, so I have a radar gun here.
We also have a high EMF right where I'm sitting.
Yeah, like right in the middle of it, where that spot on the floor right there.
Mm-hmm.
Huge.
It's just that spot though, so I don't know if something's there or not.
Chills. Alrighty. Alright, well, I'm gonna do this now and see if I get any readings. Logically, there shouldn't be any readings. This is a radar gun, so to be able to trigger it or set it off, that means it's bouncing off of something back to the receiver, and is something that is passing in front of it to be able to give it some kind of a reading, to be able to read. So, and we've clocked things in the past going up to 55, almost 60 miles an hour before. Do you like Casey and Carrie up here? If you're up here, could you pass in front of me fairly quickly? And it will let me know. Could you pass in front of me, please?
You guys hear that, right?
That noise is you have a radio? Just radio down to them and see if it's something.
Were you guys making thud noises or hearing a thud noise?
We are hearing a thud noise. We thought it was coming from upstairs.
It could be something on the second floor.
The client took off her shoes, but they hit the floor.
Like, ding, 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 like that?
No, she just took off her shoes.
We'll never know.
But did they hear the thud too? Or they're not
She just said
describing the same thing?
She just said she took off her shoes and it hit the floor.
Yes.
I heard noises behind me while we walked in. Ow, I just hit my head.
You okay?
Yeah, that was helpful.
Noises.
K2's going up.
Carrie heard noises. Was that you?
If people used to have parties or do silly things up here that were naughty.
Was that you, Carrie?
No, that's not. Better have been. No.
Oh my god, I heard a rat.
I heard the kind of these scratchy noises, and with the possibility of rodents maybe being up there. Carrie was sitting on the floor and she got up pretty quickly. So
Well,
did you get it on
right
camera?
here.
Yeah, it was on here.
Thank you. You got me moving.
I don't.
That was it.
Yep.
That's what it was.
I don't think. Well, I mean, it's very possible. I didn't think my shoe was.
Sorry, that noise, that's all I could think of was...
Yeah. Well, because
They
I
got me to move.
ruled it out. It probably could be. All right. Well, I'll go and join them and see if anything different happens here.
Okay.
We'll keep the door open for now, and that way, if there's noises like that, you can hear it.
In case a rat wants to come in.
Yeah, I'm joining Carrie.
You just went off again.
Do you want rats to come and join Carrie?
So you want rats to join Carrie?
I'm a rat magnet. No, that would be much more Eric.
Master Slinger would want friends.
Yes.
Upstairs, we did a little experiment, Casey and I, and did some old time games because we didn't get a lot of activity. I'd be really interested if there was anything on the voice recorder.
Here's the church, and here's the steeple. Open the
Open
doors and see all
Tell
the people.
Where's the here I am, here I am. How are you today, sir? Very fine. Thank you. Run away, run away. If you like these songs, please show us or make a sound so we know. Marco.
Heard shuffling off to my left.
I thought I did too. Marco.
Really quiet, and then Carrie and I were singing up there, so.
And I went downstairs and kind of helped that team out. So we're heading back to the basement. This is Jackie, Mary, and Eric.
We were in the little room for a little while.
There wasn't really a whole lot upstairs with radar, so.
Temperature down here is 60.2. Right now my asthma feels like it's flaring up a little bit down here.
Yeah, well, it's probably. There's quite a bit of
Yeah, I mean,
basement.
it smells very,
particles.
yeah, it smells very musty down here.
Oh, and I did walk through there, over towards the shower, and I did get like the cobweb effect going on when I walked over there. But I'm not sure if I did walk through cobwebs or if it just was the effect. So, like I said, the evidence will tell.
Oh my god, I'm getting a lot of spider webs or something.
We'll check for them because there wasn't any there earlier. You could be getting the cobweb feeling.
Like right here, I felt like I walked through cobwebs.
Over here seems to be more of a hot spot for us when we were down here.
Yeah, I mean,
Than any other place in the basement.
like I said, it feels like I felt them on my elbow, like I was trying to brush them away, and the asthma starting to really kick in down here.
Alright, well, we'll get you out upstairs.
And unfortunately, I didn't bring my inhaler, and I have asthma. So it was, excuse me, a little affecting me just for that point.
Do you want me to radio Casey, let her know?
Yeah, check with them, see if there's anything going on, or if they're good for a break.
Howdy upstairs team, are you guys getting any activity?
Negative.
And maybe go outside, get some fresh air, especially Mary, because her asthma's kicking in down here in the basement.
Alright, we'll be down.
Roger.
If we got anything on the tape recorder, which I think is the only place we might have.
And it's right behind me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
Sorry, anything happened upstairs while you were up there?
Nope, just Carrie and I singing.
Oh, pretty. Didn't
Yeah,
even hear ya.
What?
So didn't even hear ya.
Nope, not like Mary. We heard Mary sing song.
Right, and Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Yeah, we sang Twinkle Twinkle Little Star downstairs too.
Thoughts so far to this point? Anybody?
Beer cage in the basement.
Yeah, that's what we picked up. Carrie picked up too. Fear cage down there. That's where we educated.
Maybe a fear
Casey on.
cage upstairs too. If you lay on that floor, high EMF.
Yeah, I'm not convinced it was my foot.
Well,
Yeah.
we
If that makes you feel any better.
No.
we did see evidence of. There was a dead mouse up there.
Mm-hmm.
There very
That's
well
what we're
could
saying.
be
Yeah.
mice in the walls.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised the cat doesn't, because she's pregnant. I'm surprised she doesn't
Mm-hmm.
go crazy.
It was like, I'm done.
Yeah, right by my leg. You're
I'm
noises. I'm done.
I think this is a good opportunity too, because I was almost leaning towards doing one of those like 10-15 minute silent sessions. And everybody, all teams, just sit and observe. Because that's kind of what was coming off. That's when we were hearing some stuff, was when we were being quiet. And maybe during the spiritual we'll start off that way. I don't know. And that's what we need to decide, is if we're going to all be together when we do this, or wanting to split up again.
They'd be together.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
said we should do together
I
and do
think
two
together.
sessions, one downstairs and one upstairs.
Okay.
I mean, we could be, like, I can be in one room upstairs, and she could be in the other room, in the other room upstairs too, so we could be slightly split, but
yeah, if we do
not completely.
Yeah, I don't want to be stepping on each other's toes. There's enough room for, if we all stay together, to spread out.
Now we're going to go in the spiritual, and we'll see here what we can find. That predominant, that stood out to you on the spiritual that you haven't shared yet, anything that you got. I know you took notes, but if you remember, and Mary, if you got anything that you wanted to say, now's the time. There was a brief female, very brief. That individual probably has connections to the family here.
I don't know. I still think there's a boy, a little boy.
Yeah, I didn't get to that far, but I mean, based on the activity with toys and that kind of stuff, I didn't rule out a child spirit.
Yeah, I kind of. I mean, it's faint.
I did not feel anything up here like an aggression or scary feeling, except when you told me there could be a mouse.
Alright, I'm gonna do my human obelisk where I clear out everything and just things that come into play, I'll just say out loud. And usually I have my eyes closed for this because it helps with the visions. So if anybody experiences anything, feel free to speak out, or if you see something levitating and about to come towards me, please speak out. And Casey, I love you too. Did you say something?
No.
Okay.
What number?
Shrimp. Fishing trip, outdoors, boating. Is there a female presence with us that has something to do with flowers or rose?
He was talking before we started about his mother just passing.
Love.
I got that word too.
Yes. You want them to know that you love them?
Are you somebody playing with us now? Are you somebody in your 40s?
I think her biggest thing is she wants them to know that she's okay.
Somebody in your 50s?
And she's still here.
Yes.
That one was a little stronger. Maybe it's warmer. Now it's getting noisy.
Teacher Melody.
Someone in your 60s? Were you in your 60s? Were you in your 70s? Are you someone in your 70s? They both went off. Good. It's a better indicator. That's what we're looking for. I think you figured out how to use them.
Were you a teacher at one time? Yes.
It's your house now, as you're with the people that live here, connected to your son, watching over him.
Yes.
They both went off. Okay. Feel pretty confident with that. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at, is if she wants us to go downstairs or not.
Yes.
She does?
She does.
She's really, even with my little channel, the only one that is coming through up here.
Yes.
The one who indicated basically kicking out whoever else was here when you passed and taking over the house as watching over the people that live here. So with all that, that's you. So are you here? Please confirm with those devices on the chair over there by Jackie. Or by giving us noises, but any of that would work.
Are you shy to do this with everybody down here?
I couldn't help but think that like the feelings and emotions I got from her was her feelings. You know, the anxiety, nervousness, hesitance, because she was definitely more go-getter upstairs. And now that it's come time to pass along any messages, she's scared.
A little bit before you said anxiety, I started getting like that heaviness on the chest, kind of feel like you can't breathe very well.
They both went off.
It's
a slow yes.
She wants the message out.
With this woman, definitely a strong female presence that's come through, and it's been nothing but just kind of a warmth. I mean, curious, of course, at first. The message of love was, yeah, and they both went off when I said that, was strong. She's a watcher. She's watching over, connected with you, one of you. I haven't narrowed it down yet to which one, probably both. And she just watches over, and I'm curious because I think the energy shifted, or could have changed. I wasn't here and the other team was, but it's not the same type of energy that was then. And then they just had a message of just love and want you to know that they're here to watch over you. And that went off again when I said that. Yeah, they both went off again.
If I was to ask questions down here that were negative, it would not answer. But if I was to ask questions about love and caring about you, it would answer. I personally, but this is just a personal feeling, believe it is his mother. I asked her if she knew about the Walmart. I never said the cookies, but it said yes. It would go off every time I talked about Walmart. What happened?
It would definitely be his mom.
But the rest of it, you guys are they're gonna go through all the evidence and see what comes out of it. Maybe we got a name. We won't know till later.
So once we pass along that message of love, do you plan on leaving or completely, crossing over to completely leave this place? And she didn't seem very keen on that.
Yeah, that was his mom, but now she'll probably be with the boys.
Yeah. Because that was the other thing that we got.
K2
she
hit.
loved her boys. What?
K2 hit.
And the K2s went off again for that. So good. Thank you. So we've wrapped up with the spiritual side of the investigation, and we did pick up primarily on one single energy. She's kind of the strongest one, but what we got was a female.
It was a good session all over. We got some very positive messages to try transfer over.
Even though I wasn't feeling that well tonight, I do think we had a very good investigation. I feel there's a lot of love here. I feel there's a guardian angel.
Message of love, message of comfort, that I am here, this is who it is.
But if the spirit is who I thought it was, thank you for letting us interact with you tonight. I'm excited for you guys to do the review because I know I probably won't know much of it. And I hope you guys have a lot of evidence to give this family.
I think it was good that we were able to kind of give this family some happiness also to go off of too.
Did pick up during the spiritual, as it usually does, so now I have a long trek home.
Kind of looking after them, watching over them, so I think that's really great on our part, and it's really great that we can help them out.
I felt more confident in the job to do for the team.
Well, we do appreciate you contacting us for assistance, and hopefully we provided some light on what's been going on, at least more recently, and at least why we're here. Because we understand, you know, only so many hours out of the entire year. Yes, energies can change and alter, and it could be, you know, something different. But any questions that you have for us right now? Yeah. Pretty happy then if it's who we think it is and who we picked up tonight. Shoot strong. So, okay.
Just mom.
Very positive energy, very protective, so nothing to worry about with that. Anyone else have anything final thoughts?
You're lucky you got a guardian angel.
Yeah. I should just stick around and keep the other spirits
Yeah.
away. 'Cause sometimes spirits that come around are pretty negative.
I think she chases them away.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having us out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Drive safe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for putting up with us. Trying to get a hold of you.
Enjoy the company.